Greetings, my name is Beth Deverstein and I'm coming from Eagle, Wisconsin, and I'm very excited to be with you today. I'm here to share with you a few of my journaling projects for our section on joining the journaling project, ways to keep your sanity through this craziness that we're all experiencing right now. Your journal doesn't have to be that fancy. I went through and found, what journals do I have? What can I build on? And the one that I found first was a gift that I received from the National Gallery of Art. And I was looking at it and I was kind of lamenting the fact that I was going to be missing presenting with them at the NAEA this year. And so I'm like, this is perfect for a place for me to start reflecting on how this experience has impacted my life. So I started making kind of like a mind map of all the different areas that this virus has kind of interrupted in my life, such as, well, for most of us, the NAEA convention. We were supposed to go to Florida for spring break, and I'd been so looking forward to that. So in the background here, you can see a painting I did of the Florida Keys, and I ripped it up and used it as parts for my mind map. In my mind map also, I used parts of the newspaper, of the actual diagram of the virus, and some headlines, and then I just listed all the different things that was impacted, and then some of my fears and things that really I felt I could do maybe a better job of dealing with through a visual art project. So this was one headlines that I saw that kind of I found disturbing, and it had to do with the sale of guns, and I thought that was really rather disturbing that our society could actually come to that point where we feel the need to go out and buy guns and ammunition. So I did a page on that. So I started that, and one of the ways I've been coping too is by taking a walk in the woods every day. And I stumbled upon my daughter's old sketchbook that she never used, and thought this one was kind of cool because it was all made out of nature. So I'm going to start taking this one on walks with me and drawing outside and making rubbings and using some, I found some last time I was on my walk, I found this interesting plant material, so I was thinking about doing some print making with it, and then maybe writing some of my thoughts and things that inspired me just out there in nature. But that was one idea. So these are books that are pre-made, but we're all kind of like stuck in our homes. What do you do if your journal's all filled up and you have no pages left? So I have a couple ideas. So this one is from when I was a grad student at University of Florida. We had a sketchbook class there with Patrick Grisby, who was wonderful. And what we did was we took old books and we ripped out pages inside of it, and then taped the tops and sides with masking tape, and then actually painted and drew right on top. We cut out, like this one, you can see there's a little cutout. You can flip things. So this was just an old book that I turned into a sketchbook. And this book was from the library, and in the front it had the text withdrawn, so I kind of used that throughout as a theme in here. But anyway, so I kind of had fun with that, just randomly exploring. Last summer I was up at the National Gallery of Art, and this nice little sketchbook we made there, just really small. You could take it with you wherever you go. But what's really cool about this one, it's made out of 2 pieces of paper. So the first piece is just a sheet this one's about, I believe, about 8 by 5. And then this is like the kind of material that comes out of grocery bags. And you just fold it in a zigzag pattern, and you glue one flap down, and you have an instant sketchbook. So this one I started just there, but I'm going to continue to, but it's kind of fun. You can do little things that flip up, little surprise areas. You can actually put photographs in it and draw around them. In the back, there's a little pocket, so if I find any, like, I've been saving newspaper clippings. This gentleman was an editorial, and he had a really nice kind of positive message. So I'm gonna put that right in my sketchbook. So that's a easy one to make. And then I was thinking, well, what if we don't have even like nice paper? What else can we use? So I'm gonna show you how to do this one. It looks like it actually is part of a grocery bag. But this is our 3D sketchbook. Actually, we'll only have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 sides. But you can stand it up, or you can put it together like a book, or you can stand it up, and it will actually stand like this. It makes almost like a 3D, to me it kind of reminded me like a house. Like you could almost draw inside of it. Like that's your quarantine area. So I'm going to show you how to make that one using a piece of paper, or like that one I just showed you was a grocery bag. So this one is really easy. You just fold in half, and you can do this with your students too. Now this one I also am stealing this idea from the University of Florida. We did this in the sketchbook class too. So fold it again in half. So hamburger fold. So fold hot dog vertical, hamburger horizontal fold, and then you fold it one more time. And I think this one's fun because you can do a couple of these, maybe for each area. I found a lot of positive things too with this quarantine. I'm spending so much more time with my family. I'm taking some time for my house and my home and my pets. So now you have it in fourths with a fold in the middle. So 4 areas, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great for teaching fractions. And then what I'm going to do is on the fold, I'm going to move this back just a bit so you can see this paper a little bit more. So I'm going to cut on the fold between 2 folds. So I cut on the fold. I'm going to show you the one that I have done already. So here's my fork. And I just cut literally a slit in the top. So then what's fun is then you open it the other way, and then you get that fun little design, that sketchbook that can stand up. And if you look at the introduction, there's a picture of what it looks like. And so you can draw on all the different sides, inside and out. So maybe you could do something like, how do you feel on the inside? How do you feel on the outside? Kind of thing. And you could even flip it around. It's kind of like a little paper toy. But you can do all different kinds of things with this. I like to use something hard for the folds just to help them stand up. Usually I use like a butter knife or something, but there's different ways you can fold it and still have your little sketchbook. So those are a couple things. Some of the things I like to put in mine is I just looked for scraps of paper. I found some old origami paper in my daughter's room, so I might cut that up in the newspaper. Thought that was cool, from Wisconsin, just kind of the heart and everything. This was we were all out of watercolor paper, so all we had was tracing paper. My daughters and I love to do art, so I started painting my Florida Keys sunset on my tracing paper, and actually I kind of like the way the texture is, and it turned out pretty well. So colored pencils, markers, whatever you have laying around the house. Maybe it's even something from the garbage can. Who knows? We'll be like our kids, be resourceful, recycle, find different ways to make our sketchbooks more meaningful. And no matter what happens when we look back at these books, they're gonna stir some sort of memory. So make sure you document those memories in your sketchbook. Make sure that you label and put dates. That helps too, and write your feelings. But most importantly, one of the things when I first started this for getting ready for this video was I started thinking, oh my, how am I ever going to make something that looks good enough to show other teachers? And I started freezing up. And don't do that. It doesn't matter. Don't make these books for someone else. Even though we're thinking about putting them in a museum or on a display, make it all about you, and don't let that fear of perfection, of competing against other art teachers, or people are going to think I'm not a good artist. Push that aside and just have fun. Get materials out. And once I did that, then I started having fun, and then actually the quality of my art, I think, increased a little bit. But don't let your fear hold you back. So get your kids' crayons out, do some rubbings of leaves, do whatever is fun for you, and don't stress out about it. It's going to be great. So take care. Thank you. Have a wonderful night.